What's up, guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today, from the thumbnail, as you can see, I have a very interesting topic. I've been thinking long and hard about how I want to state this, so here it goes. As some of you may know, I'm a big Aaliyah fan, and I really like Selena too, but I've noticed a notable difference in the way they are treated in general by their respective communities. Disclaimer. This is not a video to pin Aaliyah and Selena against each other. It's just from my observations that I've made. Now, Aaliyah and Selena are closely related in a way because they were both big superstars on the brink of a huge international success. While they both were known all around the world, they both tragically died at the peaks of their careers, freezing them in time at a young age. Aaliyah at 22, Selena at 23. Of course, Aaliyah and Selena were still loved by all people of all ages and ethnicities, but they were each very popular to certain demographics. Aaliyah in the black community and Selena in the Latino community. However, I've noticed that there's a big difference in how they get respected. Here's a tweet from a fellow Aaliyah fan that says it all. People in the Latino community go hard for Selena, even to this day. Of all my years on social media, I've only seen like 2% of the comments that were negative towards her from the Latino community. Those 2% pertaining to, death making her a legend, things of that nature. Now, with Aaliyah, it's like a polar opposite. Many black people love Aaliyah. Don't get me wrong. Many black people love Aaliyah, including me. But it's to the point where it's like 40% of the comments I see about her nowadays, and even back then, are disrespectful. This goes way before the R. Kelly documentary, way before the movie that Lifetime and Wendy Williams produced. The disrespectful comments include things like calling her overrated, mediocre, saying she couldn't sing, and worst of all, this is worst of all, the death jokes. Majority of these comments come from Aaliyah's own community, black people. I also noticed a huge portion of these black people also seem to be Beyonce fans who get mad when they compare to each other. It's like, especially on Aaliyah's birthday and her death anniversary. Also, in these same comments, there seems to be a lot of envy and hate for Aaliyah for no reason at all. And it doesn't make sense to me. It will never make sense to me. I don't know what it is, but it seems like some black people have it in their minds where Beyonce is untouchable, blah, 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 and they won't think twice about disrespecting Aaliyah to prove their point. I've seen it many times on Black Twitter. Yeah, Black Twitter is a thing. I've seen it many times where people on Black Twitter make a tweet downplaying Aaliyah in Beyonce's defense, and it gets thousands of retweets. And it boggles my mind. On the contrary, I've seen people compare Selena to Jennifer Lopez and Beyonce in the same ways they do to Aaliyah. And people might agree or disagree, but no one just outright disrespects Selena at all. Not even the Beyonce fans. It's almost always like a healthy debate. No one is downplaying Selena, and they for sure are not making death jokes about her. So why do they do it with Aaliyah? I've been thinking about this for years. This goes even deeper. Think about the Selena movie and how successful it was. Jennifer Lopez portrayed her, and she did a really good job, and it's considered to be a staple biographical movie that helped Selena's legacy even to this day. But let's talk about when Aaliyah's movie was announced. Before the casting and such, and we all know how horrible that movie was and turned out. But when it was announced, before they even started filming it, before they even said who was going to be picked to play Aaliyah, people had a lot of different reactions, and people was, some people were really vowing for it, and people really wanted to see it, and people wanted to make sure they got it right. But there was also that I seen it where it's like many people, most of them were black, saying, "Why Aaliyah getting a movie anyway? She don't deserve one. What did she even do to deserve a movie? Da 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 da, yada yada yada." And I was like, "Wow, really? Why such animosity towards Aaliyah?" Some black people will watch the Selena movie anytime it come on VH1. They probably even got the DVD in their house, but they gonna question Aaliyah again in a movie? Hmm. Make it make sense, cause it's not. It's really not. Now let's move on to the Mac collections. Both of them were honored with. Both truly deserve these collections. Selena's came out 2 years prior to Aaliyah's and was a success. Some fans had complaints about the colors and such, but it was still a success. When Aaliyah's collection came out, it was also a big success. Both of their collections sold out fast online, but I noticed a difference. When Selena's collection came out and there was a petition for it beforehand, it got signatures fairly fast. Because, like I said before, the Latino community goes hard for Selena. But Aaliyah's signatures and petition move at a slower pace. People pushed for Aaliyah's Mac collection campaign, but it was also met with more negativity than Selena's was. I've seen mostly black women this time saying, "Oh wow, why this? Why her?" I remember one tweet specifically from a black woman even saying Aaliyah wasn't iconic enough to get a Mac collection. What? She was wrong, by the way. We all know that. And overall, I've just seen people making jokes about it. But with Selena's collection in the campaign, it was met with more open arms and acceptance. It boggles me because while Selena was known for her black eyeliner and her signature red lips, Aaliyah had many different makeup looks in her career that was signature and stood out. So why a difference in the reaction? Hmm. Recently, as you some of you may know, Aaliyah's wax figure at Madame Tussauds Las Vegas was announced. Just like Selena's wax figure was announced 2 years ago in Hollywood. Both truly deserved. I can say that there were really no negative reactions to Aaliyah getting one. Some people, including me, had little complaints about the details in the figure and the figures, but as fans and of sort with big events like this, there's going to be little complaints about the details. But, however, as Aaliyah's wax figure debuted the next day, it looked like this. Like Madame Tussauds had Aaliyah with a nice silky press hairdo, and not even 2 days after, people had it looking like Aaliyah's wax figure was like running around the museum or something at night or something. It's crazy because this is disrespect in another way. Fans have waited years for this, and Aaliyah's brother Rashad and her mother finally blessed us with one. And this is what people do: just go and play in her hair like a Barbie doll. It was to the point where Aaliyah's official Twitter account had to post a statement telling people that visited to respect it. It's like, wow. Now, when Selena's wax figure came out, even to this day, I have not seen or heard of any disrespect or mishandling done to hers. Why is it that Aaliyah always gets disrespected somehow, and most of the time it's from people of Aaliyah's own community and ethnicity? I present all of this to say we as a black community must do better in supporting and respecting our artists of the past and present. On another note, let's also give our current legends and icons their roses while they're still here to smell them. Feel me? Some people may have not been the biggest fan of Aaliyah or been a fan of hers at all, but the disrespect is unnecessary and ridiculous. I included Selena and the Latino community as a juxtaposition to how Aaliyah gets treated with some people of the black community, especially since their stories and their positions in the music industry nowadays and their statuses are so closely related. This is not me saying I want to see Selena get disrespected or anything of that sort. Also, this is not taken away from the tons of love and support Aaliyah always gets from fans like me and the other many fans I've met online throughout the last few years. It's just an observation I noticed that I want to bring to the light. I want to end this by saying both Aaliyah and Selena are icons and legends and deserve respect for their contributions to the entertainment and music industry. Alright, guys, that was very intense, and it may even be controversial, but I felt like it needed to be said. This should be an interesting discussion down below, so please comment your thoughts, and remember to keep it respectful. Don't forget to thumbs up this video and subscribe. Please subscribe, guys. Thank you for watching and listening. I'll see y'all in the next video.